no
Where are you in the league?
in your
Where are you in the
own
league?
backyard.
You haven't won for 55
Why did that happen?
Years. You haven't won for
Why did that happen?
55 years.
2-0.
55 years.
All right.
55 years.
Right. Let me.
55
2-0.
All right. Listen, let's get. You know what? I want to get.
55 years.
Right. Hold on.
55 years.
Do it again.
55 years.
I was Skelly into midfield because I didn't want to lose what Declan Rice does for us in midfield. Not only do we lose Thomas Partey in this game today, by the way, he's got to take a lot of play for it.
1 second. So who would you have played as?
I've told you how many more times I've got to fucking tell you. Skelly in midfield, Declan Rice stays insane.
No, but where? Where's?
I'm saying wherever fucking holding midfielder, Rob.
So Lewis Skelly's holding midfielder.
Holding midfielder, yes. Declan Rice doing what he's doing.
When's he ever played there?
That's his position in the league and all that.
When have you seen him play there?
When I've seen him playing, he's played it every fucking week in the youth team, Rob, like every week. Have you seen him play fucking left back? When have you seen him play left back until he's fucking done it this season? Don't make excuses. Do not make excuses.
Calm down, right?
Fucking right.
Our manager again disrespecting a female reporter after the game. Our manager sitting in the pre-match press conference waffling about XG. Yeah, how about expected piss-offs, mate? How about that? Oh, first opportunity to drop Declan Rice because he's injured. You dropped him. First opportunity to drop Urian Timber because he's been playing injured as well. You dropped him. Actually crazy that is. But don't worry, guys. Doesn't matter that Spurs have got to a final and I'm jealous. Doesn't matter Man U got to a final and I'm jealous. Chelsea final, I'm jealous. Palace final.
As I said, the second bottling for me was on the pitch today.
Yep.
They bottled it.
Yep. Your daughter mentioned that young fullback getting a start. They didn't really challenge him.
Let me tell you how they bottled it, right? I don't like to use that word bottling a lot, right?
Yes.
Because sometimes it gets used a lot, bottled. But today is justified, right? You look at those players, every single one of the Arsenal players going into the Man City game, and how pumped they were, and how they wanted to, you could see they wanted to stick one on City. Yes. Also a very, very good side.
Rob, yeah. If we get
our firepower up front. Our firepower up front now. That these guys here said enough. That's what they said. It's not worth paying over the odds. So if it's not worth paying over the odds, this is what you get.
They schooled Mikel and PSG schooled us because midfield they was bopping it about like nobody's business from minute one. They're running rings around us, you know. Thomas Partey can call up tonight and say, give me another year, I want 3 years, because his importance has gone up tenfold tonight. Yeah. You know, but this is coming after we're trying to not phase him out over the last 2 years, but we bought 8s. Havertz was an 8, Marino was an 8, and let's not even talk about Lokonga before that. You know, we've tried to eventually make Rice the 6. It's never worked out, but look how important Partey is, because you missed that and then they walk through the middle within 5 minutes. That's inexcusable. Odegaard, I could go mad. You know what? Before I go mad, because I probably will go mad, I can't help it, yeah? I'm going to say I still think we got a chance. I'm going to say I'm still looking to go Paris. I haven't got a ticket. Hopefully I can get one, because I believe we can do it, right? Yeah. People understand that before they scream negative and all of this shit. Yeah? Because I still, you know, but Odegaard, and I can go through other players, but Odegaard, inexcusable, not just tonight, but over the course of the last 2 months and generally the season. Now, I know he's had an injury and there's rumours that he's still injured, the fitness, injections, getting him through. If that's the case, rest. Because it's not working.
For the second leg.
But you know what's fucked? I would. But he never tested Ranieri in the 10, Mikel. And I don't get that, because on the weekend and the last 2-3 games, you're giving Sterling minutes, right? So I would have understood more if you're bringing Sterling on tonight. Even though you know what I think of Sterling, I would have understood it more. But you bring on the guy that you've given very few minutes to over the last 2-3 games, especially the last game. Make that make sense. And you bring him on with 1 minute, 2 minutes to go. And even in those 2 minutes, he looked a bit sharper than Odegaard did in the 89. Results and consistency are behind targets and injuries. There's no hiding this season. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable top to bottom. To have our manager sign a 15 mil contract, second highest in the world, to be charging us the highest ticket prices in Europe. How does it make sense that we don't win major trophies? Second highest manager, highest ticket prices. Those two combined should equal trophies at the very least for the people. But we've been infested with too many customers, and I'm not going to call them fans in the last 10, 15, 20 years. They're all customers. Because the customers are the ones that, when we sign a Havertz, before he even kicks a ball, there's a chant made, it's going on Twitter, let's sing this for him. We're the only club that does that. We're the only club that gives a man...
You've got to get behind players, isn't it?
You don't make... Rob.
You've got to get behind
Rob,
players. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with getting behind a player?
Why do we have to sing for every Tom, Dick and Harry that comes through the door so they turn around and say, oh, I've never had a song before. Is this a fucking shelter? This ain't a shelter for previously abused players. It's not. This is a football club that needs to be winning again. And it's again another season down the drain. It's 60 million down the drain. But people want to sing this and wacka wacka, and it seems funny, and it's not funny. Because then the club allow it to go into this season and bleed into this season, because guess what? The fans are okay with it. The fans like him. He was at 8, he got moved to striker. The fans like, he might score 20 goals this year. All the copium in the world. Go and buy a proper bagsman. Go buy a proper winger. You wanted Mudryk 2 years ago. Kvaratskhelia is available this year. Much better player, less price. You're not interested. Make that make sense? You wanted Vlahovic 2 years ago. You was willing to part ways with 75 mil. We bought Havertz and Jesus since 2 4.5s. Vlahovic is a real 9. How can you go from a 9 to a 4.5 in Jesus and a 4.5 in Havertz? Make that make sense. Where we're at right now is the season looks finished. Arteta looks like the beginning of the end for him. Best believe that on and off the pitch. Because on the pitch, it's disgraceful at times. Off the pitch, it's more disgraceful, some of the things he's coming out with. Don't tell me this is the best owners you've worked with and then tell me we're light going into the season. Don't tell me you're waiting for market opportunities. Don't answer no when the journalist asks you, do you need a forward? Because at the very least, if things ain't going right on the pitch, I want to hear my manager off the pitch saying the right fucking things. And he's not.
He's not going to say he wants a forward.
Why not? Why not, Rob?
It's because, you know, in the transfer market, sometimes they're not going to reveal what they want because, you know what I mean? You know how it goes. Not necessarily. That doesn't necessarily mean he don't want a forward, does it?
For this club. I know how it goes for this club. That's why I've been telling people for years. Let's wait till we get back to square one and see if these owners deserve an apology. See if they deserve to be painted on the side of the stadium. We scored 2 set pieces. Jova's painted. We win a few games. Kroenke's painted. Havertz is painted with his Labrador. Where's Sol Campbell? Where's Vieira? Where's Keown? Where's Seaman? Lehman? Loren? Paint them legends on the wall. So when the fans walk past, they're seeing real legends and maybe wondering to themselves, who's this? Let me search Google. Oh shit, Invincible, double winner, back to, oh shit. These men are real legends, real players that deserve murals. None of this shit you're going through the tunnel and seeing now. Our corner, what? Set piece coach painted on the side. Ha ha, a bit of a laugh. Ha ha, we are a bit of a fucking laugh. Paint the real dons on the stadium. But everything's a game. Everything's a game. How can Josh Kroenke be painted on the side of the stadium? Answer that to me, Rob. What's he done to deserve that? Where's David Dean's mural? Where's Herbert Chapman's mural? Where? But we got Kroenke. We got Havertz, Jova or Jovic, whatever the fuck his name is.
Listen, it ain't about murals. It's
about the mentality of the fans, games. Rob. The mentality of the fans. Why we... Then stay humble. Haaland picture up there. Let's fucking win. He wasn't wrong when he said stay humble. We've got to be humble. We ain't won the league in 21 years. How can you be anything but humble? If you're not humble, you're stupid. Pick one. Be humble or be stupid. But it's not be excited. That's for fucking sure, is it? Are you excited? Are you excited 2 weeks into the window? Are you excited? With the options galore. Osimhen, Gyökeres, Lookman, Williams, all available. Kvaratskhelia available too. But we're twiddling our fingers. Williams doesn't want to leave yet. Wasn't that the fucking excuse in the summer? So you're telling me you're waiting in phase 5, in year 5, for one winger that you don't even think you can get? Bollocks.
All right, what needs to be done? What do you think needs to be done in this week? Because, listen, it's, what are we, 11th? My days are messed up.
13th now.
12th. It's not the 13th. It's the 12th. Tomorrow's the 13th. 12th of January. What do we need to do in that transfer market to try and turn this season around? Because Jesus has gone down today as well. So there's no Jesus.
What a loss that is.
Well, listen.
What a loss that is.
It's still a loss.
It's a loss, but what a loss. What am I going to cry a river now because Jesus is out? No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't be reliant on him like we are this season.